of suspense. Heads, though it can be done by luck alone. Heads, that's the word I'm looking for. 76 love. Heads! A weaker man might be moved to re-examine his fate, if in nothing else, at least in the law of probability. Heads, the law of probability, it has been oddly asserted, is something to do with the proposition that if six monkeys were game, were they? Are you? Game. The law of averages, if I've got this right, means that if 6 monkeys were thrown up in the air long enough, they'd land on their tails about as often as they'd land on their heads. Which, even at first glance, doesn't strike one as a particularly rewarding speculation in either sense, even without the monkeys. I mean, I wouldn't bet on it. I mean, you wouldn't, but I would. Heads. What do you think? Heads. Heads. Getting to be a bit of a bore, isn't it? A bore? Well, what about the suspense? What suspense? It must be the law of diminishing returns. I feel the spell about to be broken. Well, there was an even chance, if my calculations are correct. 85 times in a row. Beating the record. Don't be absurd. Easily. Is that it then? Is that all? What? A new record. Is that as far as you're prepared to go? Well, no questions, not even a pause. You spun them yourself. Not a flicker of doubt. Well, I won, didn't I? If they come down against you 85 times, one after the other, just like that. 85 in a row? Tails? Yes. What do you think? Well, I'd have a good look at your coins for a start. I'm relieved. At least we can still count on self-interest as a predictable factor. I suppose it's the last to go. Your capacity for trust made me wonder if perhaps you alone could touch. We've been spinning coins together since... This is not the first time we've spun coins. Oh no. We've been spinning coins for as long as I can remember. And how long is that? I forget. Mind you, 85 times! Yes. It'll take some beating, I imagine. Is that what you imagine? Is that it? No fear? Fear? Fear! The fact I want to flood your brain with light. Heads. So am I. I'm afraid it isn't your day. I'm afraid it is. 89. It must be indicative of something, besides the redistribution of wealth. List of possible explanations. 1, I'm willing it. Inside, where nothing shows, I am the essence of a man spinning double-headed coins and betting against himself in private atonement for an unremembered past. Heads. 2, time stops dead, and the single experience of one coin being spun once has been repeated 90 times. On the whole, doubtful. 3, divine intervention. That is to say, a good turn from above concerning him, cf. children of Israel, or retribution from above concerning me, cf. Lot's wife. 4, a spectacular vindication of the principle that each individual coin, spun individually, is as likely to come down heads as it is tails, and therefore should cause no surprise each individual time that it does. Never known anything like it. And syllogism. 1, he has never known anything like it. 2, he has never known anything to write home about. 3, it is nothing to write home about. Home. What's the first thing you remember? Oh, let's see. The first thing that pops into my head, you mean? No. The first thing you remember. Ah. No, it's no good. It's gone. It was a long time ago. You don't get my meaning. What's the first thing after all the things you forgot? Oh. I've forgotten the question. Are you happy? What? Content? At ease? I suppose so. What are you going to do now? I don't know. What do you want to do? I have no desires. None. There was a message. That's right. We were sent for. Syllogism the second. 1, probability is a factor which operates within natural forces. 2, probability is not operating as a factor. 3, we are now held within sub, or supernatural forces. Discuss. Not too heatedly.
Sorry, what's the matter with you?
The scientific approach to the examination of phenomena is a defense against the pure emotion of fear. Keep tight hold and continue while there's time. Now, after the previous syllogism, following carefully may prove a comment. If we postulate, and we just have, that within sub, or supernatural forces, the probability is that the law of probability will not operate as a factor, then we must accept that the probability of the first part will not operate as a factor, in which case the law of probability will operate as a factor within sub, or supernatural forces. And since it obviously hasn't been doing so, we can take it that we are not held within sub, or supernatural forces after all, in all probability terms. Which is all very well, except that we've been spinning coins together since I don't know when, and in all that time, if it is all that time, I don't suppose either of us has been more than a couple of coins up or down. Hope that doesn't sound surprising to you, because its very unsurprisingness is something I'm trying to keep hold of. The equanimity of your average tosser of coins depends upon a law, or rather, a tendency, or let us say a probability, or at any rate a mathematically calculable chance, which ensured he would not upset himself by winning too much, nor upset his opponent by losing too often. This made for a kind of confidence, a kind of harmony. It related the fortuitous and the ordained in a reassuring union which we recognized as nature. The sun came up about as often as it went down in the long run, and a coin showed heads about as often as it showed tails. Then, a messenger arrived. Waited central. Nothing else happened. 92 coins, spun consecutively, have come down heads 92 consecutive times, and for the last 3 minutes, on the wind of a windless day, I have heard the sound of drums and a flute.
Another curious scientific phenomenon is the fact that the fingernails grow after death, as does the beard.
What?
Beard.
What are you not dead?
I didn't say they started to grow after death. The fingernails also grow before birth. Though, not the beard.
What?
Beard! What's the matter? Toenails, on the other hand, never grow at all.
The toenails, on the other hand, never grow
Today, it's a funny thing. I cut my fingernails all the time, and every time I think to cut them, they need cutting. Now, for instance. And yet, I never, to the best of my knowledge, cut my toenails. They ought to be curled under my feet by now, but it doesn't happen. I just don't think about them. Perhaps I cut them absent-mindedly when I'm thinking of something else.
What's the first thing you remember happening then?
I woke up, I suppose. Oh, that man, a foreigner, he woke us up.
A messenger.
That's it. Pale sky before dawn, a man standing on his saddle to bang on the shutters. Shouts, "Clear off! What's all the row about?" Then he called our names. You remember that? This man woke us up.
Yes.
We were sent for.
Yes.
That's why we're here. Traveling.
Yes.
It was urgent, a matter of extreme urgency, a royal summons. His very words, official business and no questions asked. Lights up in the stable yard, saddles up and off, headlong in hot blood, foot across the land, our guides outstripped in breakneck pursuit, fearful lest we come too late! Too late for what? How should I know? We haven't gotten there yet.
Then what are we doing here, I ask myself.
You might well ask.
We better get on.
You might well think.
We better get on.
Right. On? Where?
Forward.
Which way did we? Which way do we?
Practically starting from scratch. An awakening. A man standing on a